Guys, we're back for a quick Q&A with our guests. I'm on Will's profile in the chat now, so if you got any questions, let us know. Let's see, someone said any schedule for upcoming guests. They also asked the shows you guys mentioned, what they're about. You want to do a quick synopsis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oddly enough, so Dream Corp LLC is about this like shitty scientist who has this decrepit lab equipment and starts dream therapy, and basically he brings people into his lab, puts them under, and then they go into their dreams. And all the dream stuff is rotoscoped animation, so it's like scanner dark.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They're like supposed to like kind of overcome something in their dream, but it's pretty dangerous, right? They can,
Yeah, it's
die
like
and-
there's a lot of danger involved,
dark.
and it's very dark.
Very trippy.
And Stephen Merchant plays like the voice of a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every episode's kind of a new patient. So,
Yeah.
like Marilyn Rajskub comes through. It's cool. And then
That sounds awesome.
It's awesome.
Also, the way you're describing it almost sounds like a straight drama.
Yeah, it is pretty dark.
It's
and,
very
like,
dark.
It's always like, something's always going wrong.
I can't wait for that.
And then it's kind of like the
great.
rest of it's like
Awesome.
office, like workspace kind of.
Really
yeah,
grungy,
it's like
well done.
Grungy, dirty office
Nice.
place comedy. And then Crunch Time, oddly enough, is also dream related, where it's it's very bizarre. And I told, because I know the creators of both this, and I was like, just so you know, I'm in this other dream show.
Oddly similar,
And they're like,
yeah.
yeah, it'll be fine. It's not like they're going to come out in the same month. And they do.
They are.
And so Crunch Time is about this group of grad students, one of which is me, who stumble upon this technology to allow people to live out their fantasies in their dreams. So they start charging people to do it, but they open up a black hole like immediately. So it's all told in flashback as they're being interrogated by these FBI agents, or these like really super heavy FBI agents, trying to figure out what the hell caused this black hole to open, and they're flashing back and forth from like present day where they're all just
I'm blanking on who played one of the investigators. Who's
it
an
was
incredible
Brent
actress.
Morin and Michael Hyatt.
Michael Hyatt.
from The Wire.
Incredible. Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
And his character is like this kind of like asshole Jewish guy named Berkman.
Yeah, I'm just like this dick with the handlebar.
I'm not really in it. I'm the person that kind of goes like MIA. So I'm like, when, like on The Killing, the girl who died. You know
Yeah.
who she is, but she's not.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of paddleboarding in Austin.
Yeah. So they're both slightly dream related, but they're both really incredible.
Very well done.
Very different.
We just saw the premiere in Austin, and it was, so well done.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
on
great.
Rooster Teeth
Rooster
and
Teeth.
Adult Swim.
Yeah.
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 And then my MTV show is a prank show where we are like supposedly bending some gender stereotypes. Oh, that's cool. We're mostly just smelling strangers and.
Well, you did one. You did one where you had to like catcall men.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And men were just like, thanks.
Yeah, we were just like, we're giving them confidence boosts. This is not what it's supposed to be about. But it was
really
really
funny.
fun. It's a bunch of comics and Mateo Lane, so it's cool.
I feel like, catcalling guys is like weird when it's like, well, catcalling, it's not the same when it's like at the people who have been.
Yeah, like you'd have to catcall
Yeah.
that guy like a lot.
But we did do a couple.
The first time he's like, thanks, and then you see him again, you're like,
and you're like, hey, you're looking
"What?" He's
good.
like,
Yeah.
Okay.
No. You weren't listening to me. You're looking good.
Yeah. Okay.
You had to fall around since the suffrage movement.
They loved it. We did a casting call when we got these men to do whatever we wanted. It was, they cut a lot of it out because it became super inappropriate because just anything we wanted. And we're like, what are some of your hobbies? And this guy literally goes, well, I like to dance, play guitar, and I love to fuck. In an audition setting, we were like, okay, thank you so much. Could you act like a train and cry? Yeah. It was, it was a lot of fun. So that's on Thursdays, and then VH1 is like remember Flashback Friday? Dinner and a Movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of like a new version
nice.
of Dinner and a Movie.
cool.
We watch 80s movies and
Nice.
Daiquiris and cocaine.
Nice.
Oh, did
Oh, yeah, that's
somebody
Crunch
watch
Time.
the trailer?
yeah.
I think that's in the trailer.
Nice.
Thanks, Eggman Jr. Yeah.
Sibly Irresistible asked, how long have you been role-playing, Clay? I've been doing it.
Oh.
I've been playing D&D since like 2008, I believe. And I got started because, Alex Berger, Alex Fernie?
Yeah.
They and Todd Fass and some friends from the comedy community were writing a D&D based script, and only one of them had ever played. And I just happened, they were writing it, and I was around. They were like, we need a full group to try this, and we want to play it for experience. And I was like, I've always thought that might be something I'd be into. And so we play it, and now that group of people has been playing for like 8 years now.
Wow,
And like not
cool.
always, we're all pretty busy, so like we'll play, once every 4 to 6 weeks, but like yeah, we still play.
I got a question. When you're playing with like a group of hardcore guys, how long is like a quest or an adventure?
I mean, it'll be the type of thing which is a little more typical for D&D, where it's like, oh, we're doing the like, because it's the same group. It'll stretch over like numbers of sessions.
Like the same adventure.
but we'll meet like on a Friday night at 7 or 8 and play till 1 or 2 a.m.
That's so fun.
And are these like quests you've designed, or is this like a book of quests?
We go either way. We've played both because like they sell like, oh, this is a book you can buy that has all this written.
Right, and it's like a big long story.
Yeah,
That's
and like,
awesome.
but we've also written our own, and it's like they're both funded for different ways. It's definitely like easier time-wise to do the pre-written ones.
Where do you begin? I mean, where do you begin? You know the outcome. You know what the outcome is going to be, and then you kind of just detail and pepper it in as you go.
Yeah, and I mean like lots of it with like what you were doing today, like especially we've been trying to on this show do more like, well, the audience votes at the top and what they choose could affect which way it goes.
Right.
So this
fun.
one, the whole like which of those packs you were testing, it was like this was a case where it was a little less detailed on what each was going to be, but I had scenarios sketched out for each one. So it wasn't like as fully written, but it was more like, okay, well, I know the general gist of what
Choose
is
your
going
own
to happen.
adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very choose
What if
your-
we were just like, let's not go do that job, and we ran away?
I mean,
We could go drinking.
I am fully expecting that to happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At some point.
Like I stab Avery in the face.
We'd run out of money.
I
Wait.
killed
Then
Betsy.
you might get in a huge fight
Wait,
amongst yourself, but like within reason, like like if you guys actually last week, some people started like waving. They like were in a market at an auction. And they were like, they had to interrogate a guy, but one of them pulled out a bow and pointed it in the middle of a crowd of people, and they got taken to like a guard's office because guards came because they
That's
were.
fun. Does it
threatening
ever
people.
split where people go, like you go into one place and then the rest of the group?
It can.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen a lot. I think one just like
It's not as fun.
Keeping track of it
it's
too.
hard. It's hard to keep track of, and people I think tend to instinctively want to stick together because
Right.
like there's that protection aspect.
I mean, I'm
of
a
it.
loner.
Yeah.
I just climb. Wait, this is actually really funny. Somebody said over so in 23 episodes or so, we've seen a couple of people attack Tavlin. What would it take for him to flip out and actually retaliate? He's a calm guy.
I feel like Tavlin. I have thought about this. Like, I think he has enough magic that he could retaliate, but he's also like that sort of boss that's used to like it's a temp agency, so he's used to dealing with potentially volatile personalities.
Right.
And so his go-to is not to like engage in a fight. But yeah, it's funny like because it's always different people. I'll have the thing of like I've got this idea for like backstory, but the world building is. I heard someone talk on like a game similar to Magic. The Gathering, because I know Nick, you play that.
Oh, that
Yeah.
yeah.
Where it's like the world building. It's not like you're not world building with plots. It's almost like pointillism, where it's like, well, you can world build with like a little dot here and a little dot here, and slowly it adds up. But it's like a different type of world building than on like a show or a scripted thing.
Right.
Because you're building the Calmstone
This little
world,
town.
basically.
Yeah, where it's like, well, this week we see this little tiny piece of it, but then next we might see this. So like,
Exciting.
I've definitely had ideas for like, oh, maybe like what Tavlin's done in the past, but that type of stuff, like if it doesn't come into play, I'll keep it to myself just because I might have to change it before it comes
Right.
into play.
It's cool because it could be thematic. Like you could take like the Where's Waldo books, and every page is like, you know what I mean? Like it could be any kind of weird theme or
Yeah.
place, and it's so exciting.
Is this College of Southern Calmstone and a nod to the Southern California college that we attended?
Yes.
Okay, good.
CSC.
Joe also went there, so.
CSC.
Wait, there's more questions.
Some people are talking about. Someone asked for any suggestions for other DMs, and the chat is pitching in for this. So I will say everything they wrote is great ideas. And someone's saying good starting place for D&D newbies that you'd recommend.
D&D 5e, what's that?
It's 5th edition, which is
Okay.
like basically what we play, a little stripped down version of it. I think the best way, like honestly, I just as a favor to a friend ran like a one-off thing where they were doing the starter set for D&D, and it was great. If you want to learn how to play D&D, it's like $20 and you can play it with a bunch of friends and you've got pretty much everything you need. I think do that. Also, like someone said, Roll20 if you only want to play online, like you don't have friends in the same city, you could always try that. I also know some places do things at like comic book and game stores called the official like D&D Adventurers League. I've never done that, but
really fun.
I think you can go there and just like pick up with a group, so that would be another way to
What
do
about
it.
that cafe in Atwaterville in Glendale?
I think it's mostly board games.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
Game
I feel
House.
like I
Yeah.
see people
I love
playing
Game
there.
House Cafe.
Yeah, we like that. We've walked by a couple times. We're like,
never played
whoa.
something there. Have you gone just like I'm here to play a game with strangers?
I haven't done just with
that'd be-
strangers. I usually
People
like
do that.
go
They like,
with friends.
there's like table where you sit, and they're like,
Yeah,
if
you
you
have
ever
these
need one
signs
more,
that say like looking
it
for
brings
players
you-
or looking for a game.
Yeah,
Right.
we
Yeah,
thought
I
about it.
would almost go just by myself.
It'd be
Yeah,
fun.
just to meet
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Also, Eggman Jr. Thanks for watching the trailer for Crunch Time.
Awesome.
We've heard the trailer is not. We haven't. I don't think we've seen the trailer, but
I've
the
seen the
series
trailer,
is
but
even
they're
better.
recutting the trailer.
They're recutting it.
Why are they recutting it?
They didn't like how it turned. They just didn't. It wasn't a good. I think they had to do it really quickly for something, and then weren't happy with how it went. But
Well, Eggman Jr. liked it.
Eggman
and you can tell
Jr.
them
is
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Eggman Jr.
Say hello to Eggman Senior for us.
Hey, Eggman Jr. What's your favorite type of egg?
That's Chicken Man.
Mine's over medium with still a runny yolk.
I always like to ask people
Yeah.
too, like, because like they asked me about my experience with playing D&D. Like, so Nick, like you had said you played a little when you were a kid.
Yeah, I was probably like, 10 or 11, maybe younger, and my buddy got into it, and his dad was the DM, so we'd go over. It was actually like,
That's really sweet.
yeah, and we'd play a little bit. And I think right afterwards, Hero Quest came out, which was kind of like maybe a more easily accessible version of it that had like a big map, and you're moving little figurines around, and we got
Didn't
really
Hero
into
Quest-
that.
Wasn't that the one with like the plastic like terrain? that
Yeah.
you could
Do you
move
still
as
have
in?
that? Did I see
Maybe.
that some,
Hero
on
Quest
somewhere?
was like a map, and you'd put down like little Hero Quest, like furniture, like doors.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And you'd be a barbarian or like a wizard.
Warhammer's kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was like all entry. There was like one box, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then Warhammer was, with that people get crazy into that.
Yeah, my cousin had that. He had like a whole garage. It was like all this terrain, and he'd have like
So
a building that like he
fun.
made. That you could like blow it up, and then you'd take it. It's just like rubble.
That's
pretty cool. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I was just like out drinking, dating older guys. So definitely get into
Yeah, no, I was
D&D
doing that
young
too.
and
Yeah, I
do
was
that.
definitely, we were dating a lot of
do
older guys
that,
too.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up for that for you two since you hadn't played, but I just wanted to say because this is huge. Beatgraphs, not .com _com said we did extensive research on the pronunciation of the word P-I-T-O-N.
that's so sweet.
According to the interwebs, it's piton.
Piton.
Ton, not ton.
Piton.
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 What,
Thank
we
you
said- we
guys.
say
That's
that?
very
We
said
sweet.
pi- pitten?
We said
Oh
piton.
yeah, we said pitten.
And it's looks like the
Piton.
emphasis is on the P. So
Piton.
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 Why are we all saying it? Piton.
Piton.
Yeah, is that
Piton.
like, are there a lot of free climbers who say like, Piton, pass me a Piton?
I need to get up there. Pass me a piton.
Piton,
Is it a real
please.
thing or is it like a medieval thing?
I think it's a real thing.
Yeah, because you need pitons to climb, right?
Yeah, I think like if we were going to climb Mount Everest, we would need pitons.
Oh, is it like a piton?
Coolest thing about adult D&D is the booze. That's can be true.
Yes.
Well, or if you don't drink,
Vodka.
some marijuana.
or drink
did
marijuana.
do
That's actually pronounced piton. Piton. Okay.
But so you guys have never played D&D before.
No, first
now,
time.
What I always like to ask first timers is like, how did this compare to what you thought D&D was? Like, what was it? Because I feel like everybody's got like a, pop culture idea of
Surprise,
like,
our
I think
clothes are
D&D is
on.
kind of like.
No. I mean, I had kind of an idea that it was.
Yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
thought maybe there was going to be more like, and then a thing is after you, and you're like, ah.
Right, more reactionary.
Yeah. Like a dragon's here, and you're like, a dragon.
I like how it can be really whatever you take from it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I think it's. I mean, we're all kind of crazy too, and we love the sound of
Yeah.
our voices. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Perfect.
fun that it could be whatever. I was just like, oh, we're
Yeah.
just like in a room.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hanging out, talking.
And if you play with people like on like a more ongoing or like not this show, it can totally be something like where that sort of like, something comes out of nowhere, it could happen.
Yeah.
Just doesn't with this show.
Yeah, well, you feel like you're performing kind of for the audience as well as
Yeah,
this.
that's a different experience.
Yeah, if you're with like 4 friends who have played together for 8 years, is it like real like, we check the door for traps? No traps? we're moving through the door,
Like, is it
or
quick?
is it a little?
I think some people who play are a little more like that. I know with my group of friends, because everybody in that group are comedians of some type, whether it's writers, improvisers,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so for that, it actually still holds on to a lot of the like fucking around aspect of it, which is what I personally like. I don't think I would
that's the
want
most fun.
to
Yeah, it's
play
fun.
if
Like,
it's like was super serious.
Yeah.
But there is a little more like
Intensity.
ongoing plot lines or like, you know, there, and just when you play for over a longer period, there's more opportunities for like, you know, oh, you worked with this guy for a long time and it turns out they betray you, you know, which
Right.
like you can still have fun with fucking around, but then like have turns like that.
Right.
It's just like the whole reason we did the temp agency thing was like a way to justify like these are different guests each week playing for only like 2 to 3 hours.
That's a great idea.
In the same like kind of world.
Yeah.
And how do you come up with the voices? It just like you find the name and then you're like, I'm just gonna make her a New Yorker. Like,
Honestly, a lot
like,
of it is just like
rasply.
in the moment.
Yeah.
So every now and then I'll have a voice in mind ahead of
I
time.
feel like my ex's voice changed. He became
it
British.
did a
He
little.
became British
'Cause
towards
here's the
the
thing,
end.
I started it with
complimented him or
just
something.
saying like because it came off of like you guys saying like, oh, people are walking around saying good day,
Good day.
Good day,
So
good
I-
day. Oh,
you
that's
walk by
right.
and, good day.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you started talking more, I like for a sec lost it and then like tried to bring it back in. It was sort of halfway, but yeah, it absolutely changed.
Shadzar said D&D can be Starship Troopers or Pride and Prejudice or Romeo and Juliet or whatever you make of it. At Crunch Time, we actually have Casper Van Dien in Crunch Time.
Oh, that's right.
He's really in it.
Starship
That's
Troopers.
awesome.
yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
he's still fighting.
He is. He
He's-
looks incredible.
One of the best looking men I've ever seen
Really?
in my life.
Body's
He's a
pretty.
Barbie doll.
He's the main character in Starship, right?
Yeah, he's like
He's never
Jaws
give
for
up,
Jaws
never
for
say
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've watched Starship Troopers. That's an attractive man.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah, he's like a
good looking man.
human doll, and he's
yeah. Here, I'll type.
Now
in
a
other
father of like
shows.
4 and stuff.
Yeah, 4 or 5
He still
kids.
has looks. Still got his looks after all
Yeah.
his kids.
Wait, the Wise One 477. What did you? I am not. You said what other shows are you guys in?
Were
Well,
you
can-
guys in? I think he's just asking like what you've done around.
You guys should come see it. We all do
Conan.
stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can check us out at any of the clubs.
Dead
Yeah, if you live
Kevin.
in LA,
check out
Yeah.
all around.
Turn on MTVO.
Sketch group
pop
on
in.
YouTube. Dead Kevin.
Oh,
Dead
yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Check out his videos.
Good neighbor.
Good neighbor.
Good neighbor.
Theater of Life.
Theater
Give,
Blind.
or I can team out. So I'll throw in the YouTube links in here. Is Dead Kevin just
I think
youtube.com
it's
slash
Dead Kevin sketch. I think. I'm pretty sure.
We're gonna fly you out here, Beecraft.
And Good Neighbor is
Rico's
just
Roughnecks.
Good neighbor.
it's just slash Good Neighbor.
I think it's
right?
neighbor. It's
I think it's
good
good neighbor stuff.
Good neighbor.
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
And mine is myfullname.com.
Not YouTube, just
Yeah, just my straight page is better.
We all-
Jade, Jade.
See,
I know
I
it's
gotta do that.
CATTA, PRETA.com. I know.
PRETA.
Ari Manis did it. You should ask him. It turned out
Really?
great. Yeah, I love it.
How many
life-changing.
is a duck?
Huh?
I'd say 5.
I'll tell you how many.
How many is a duck?
0.
0.
A duck is 0. Think
Duck
about
is
that.
0. Any other questions about like our childhood past or our current relationship?
About your own
statuses?
childhood past.
Yeah. Or about like, did you guys want to know how piercing his baby blue eyes are? Extremely piercing. But
That
do
was-
I get
that's
lost
Crazy
in
you're
those?
saying that because, like,
You guys all
we've
have
known each
very
other for
pretty
a little while,
eyes.
but
Yeah, in
for
the
some
light.
reason, in the light when you're just looking, I like 10 minutes ago thought, "Damn, Ahmed's eyes are so blue."
They're so blue.
and I was like,
funny.
I
They're
can't say that.
beautiful.
That would be weird for me to just say out of
I
nowhere.
felt it. I felt you saying that.
Wait, I don't think
and
I've
his
ever
are
noticed
beautiful.
that.
They're so green.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes people take a while to notice, and then they'll just be like, "When
They're
did you have
so
blue
good.
I
eyes?"
can't see anything else.
I know.
But
I've
your
been-
eyes are blue too.
Yeah, you have
I
really
mean,
bright.
but not that.
Not
But yours are like
I
matching that thing
guess
right
I
now.
never even
That's
see
why.
my own
Yeah.
eyes.
I guess I'm poopy brown because I'm full of shit.
Remember
Uncle Belby says, Catta-Preta,
Thanks.
cool name.
Thanks. I'm Brazilian from São Paulo, born and raised.
And I'm
You gonna go to the Olympics?
No.
Californian from California.
No, California. No, we were trying to do a travel log, but then some stuff happened and it's
And
not
Brazil
as friendly to
fell
go
apart
there.
as
Yeah,
it
Brazil's
Yeah.
it's pretty sad over there right now.
Yeah,
so.
I just saw in the news that it was only like, what is it, like 6 weeks until the summer games are supposed to start? And like, I had that reaction of like, with all the stories I'd been hearing, I know this was stupid to think, but I just hadn't been like following it. In my head, I was like, they got plenty. It's not till next summer, I think. They got plenty of
They'll
time.
figure
to
it
sort
out.
No, it's
But
like
I was like,
this
oh
summer.
my god.
I like they never do the Olympics in the right place. Like everyone who hosts it was like, shit.
LA's trying
Everyone's
Like, it's
coming.
now?
Yeah. Crap.
They're trying to do it in LA.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Well, they have done it here before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. It's just pretty sad. I mean, I don't want to
I
get
thought,
into
like,
sad Brazil
Russia-
stuff. Brazil's a great country. It's just, man.
They have, wasn't Russia the last one? Sochi? No, that was Japan.
Japan. But go to Japan
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
that
Russia
place
had one
is
where they were
awesome.
like totally.
Yeah, there was, like,
not right.
dogs roaming the hotels.
Wasn't it Winter Olympics? But it was like summer.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to make all
Like,
this
oh yeah, it's
stuff.
really hot.
In Brazil, they're like doing a lot of stuff. Like they're scared about the water, so they're flying out like water for the athletes, and it's just,
It's a mess.
it's a mess.
I'm just typing because we've got.
We're
a couple-
definitely all beginners. This is my first time. If you're just tuning in, my D&D cherry is now gone, along with all of it.
Ooh, 19. Should have got that during
I
the game.
think, unless anybody's got any other questions, seems like we're slowing down a bit. So
Yeah,
maybe
thank you
we'll
guys
wrap
for
this
having
up.
us.
Thanks for doing it again, guys.
Yeah, this was fun.
Really fun.
This was great.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We're to that camera. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
What was that?